The advantage of having a longer track record as an entrepreneur is not that you don't have these challenging moments. It's that you've had enough of them, you kind of recognize the pattern. You're like, okay, this looks awful, it's devastating, but I've had awful, devastating experiences before. I know I'll figure it out, even if I haven't figured it out yet, right? It allows you to build this resilience and optimism. But, that's one instance. And I could, point to the disaster of last year, the disaster of 6 years ago. Like there's no shortage of them. Um, there's a metaphor that I share with entrepreneurs as they're going through challenging times. They're like, when will this end, kind of thing. And the answer, of course, is never. Entrepreneurs sometimes conceptualize their journey as being analogous to catching a train ride, right? So maybe you've got to work really hard so you can get the ticket. You've got to hustle to catch the train. But at some point, once you get on the train, it's like, okay, now it's just smooth sailing. It just goes, right? And that's not how it is to run a business. A better analog would be to imagine you're surfing. So there's no situation where, you're surfing on the water and you're just like, you know what, that's it. I'm done. I've got this. I'm just going to take a nap on the surfboard. You can't do that, right? The comfort, the stability doesn't come from, the fact the water stops moving. The water's always moving. The comfort comes from your confidence in your competence, knowing that, yeah, the water keeps shifting, but I know I can handle it, right? And that's really the attitude that you need to bring to the table as an entrepreneur. And as I was going through this dark night of the soul, this was just a few years ago, I had this experience where, you're hustling, you're trying to turn things around. And I had like 4 huge deliverables in the span of 8 days. So, this super high profile important webinar that I had to deliver, and then this entire like massive piece of copy that I had to write, and, this talk that I need to deliver at this very high profile location. So 4 deliverables in 8 days. And I'm working like crazy and I knock them out of the park, one after the other. And I do the last one, like I hit it, it's a home run. And I go back to my hotel room and I open my inbox and there's a new crisis waiting for me. And I think to myself, like, can't I enjoy the win for like 30 freaking minutes? Is that like too much for me to ask for? And I had this like little temper tantrum in my hotel room. And I'm very glad that there was nobody there to see it.
Okay.
But then, I was in New York. It was raining. I go for a walk. I walk for like an hour and a half in the rain. I'm really thinking to myself. And I just had this mind shift when I'm on this walk. I realized, you know what, I've been kind of thinking, I just need to get through this hard part. I need to get past this difficult part. And I realized that, this is my job, right? And I changed my perspective. Instead of being like, I just want to get past this hard part, I changed it to, I really hope I don't get past this hard part before I learn to navigate it with stoicism and grace. Because that is my job as an entrepreneur. And that shift away from when will this be over and towards what is the lesson in this, that shift is what makes you, in the long run, a successful entrepreneur.